Welcome to this episode of Discovering Biblical Treasures, our Chanukah Mini Series. This is part 6 of 8. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the candle lighting that is done at Chanukah. And the most interesting thing that I found about it is that this commandment is not in the scripture. It's not in 1st or 2nd Maccabees. That indeed it was found in the Talmud. And it started somewhere between 100, 200 CE, probably closer to 200 CE. I was taught when I was a kid in Hebrew school that the 8-day celebration of Hanukkah was because they had 1 day of oil that lasted 8 days. And that's a really cool Semitic story, one that you can tell children and they'll remember. But indeed, Judas Maccabee never gave such orders. He did give orders to the Jews throughout the old Greek Empire that they should celebrate the rededication of the temple for the 8 days, but never talked about lighting candles. So the commandment to do this is actually found in the Talmud. It's kind of a folklore thing. But as storytelling goes, in Judea in those days, it is easier to remember and to celebrate something of a fable, a story about how the candle lighting came about, than it is to simply say, Judas wanted us to celebrate the rededication. Remember that Hebraic or Jewish, if you will, storytelling, the details are not that important. It's the meaning of the story. And the meaning of the Hanukkah story is to celebrate the rededication of the temple when the Greeks, and the Seleucids in this case, were kicked out of Jerusalem, and the Hellenism, the paganism was removed, and the temple was rededicated to the Lord. The components, if you'd like to follow the candle lighting, first you need what's called a menorah. It's a chanuchiah. And what you do is you place 8 candles in it. Now, I've seen some traditions where you place 1 candle and you start on the left side as if you're reading Hebrew. At least that's where I was taught to do it. And I was taught to do it. You put 1 candle in, then you put 2, then you put 3 for each of the 8 days. There is a 9th candle. It usually sits higher than the others, and it's called the shamash. What you do is you light the shamash, you pull it, take it out of the menorah, and then you light the appropriate number of candles for that particular day. The candles are supposed to burn for 30 minutes. Again, that's going to be tradition that grows out of that Talmud command to light candles. So you have this really cool ritual to commemorate Hanukkah that's a lot of tradition. It is biblically based. Don't get me wrong, it is biblically based because the rededication of the temple was for 8 days. Hanukkah means dedication, and it's the festival that commemorates the purification and the rededication of the temple following the defilement caused by the Greeks during their occupation of that holy place. Today, the holiday reminds us to dedicate ourselves to stand against the forces that would destroy Judaism and to keep it alive, keep the flame of the Jewish religion alive for the Lord, keep its culture alive, and peoplehood, meaning the people themselves, so that the ways of the Lord can be passed down unto the next generation. Well, God bless you for listening to this part 6 of 8 of Discovering Biblical Treasures, the mini series on Hanukkah. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next part. Shalom.